Hi everyone, I'm back with another layout. Actually, I have two voiceovers waiting to be done. I thought I only had one left and actually haven't had time to do it, and then I went back to check and I've got two videos to do voiceovers on. So this is the first of the two, and again I'm using the February kit from Scraptastic, and it's called Counting Stars, and I had the main kit and the add-on. And so I'm basically used up the kit by doing these layouts. So I'm not exactly sure how many I got done because I used some of it during a crop weekend prior to doing these videos. So it was about 5 or 6. So here I'm just using some of the paper in the kit, and the paper, some of it is actually Scraptastic paper, and I love their paper. They just started doing that in the last couple of kits where they're designing their own paper, and it's just my style. So, and I've done a lot of this lately of backing everything with some sort of black. I'm not sure what's gotten into me either. I just always feel like I need something outlining the pages or the pictures, and lately it's been by doing something like matting the photos in black or something like that. So I use that black pattern paper as the background, and the yellow paper, and I wish I remember exactly which ones were the Scraptastic papers. I have a feeling that yellow paper is, and the gray kind of flowery paper, that right there it's red, but it's I think on the back side it's gray. Or no, it's not actually. That's not the same paper. But there's a gray one that's similar to it, and it's like right below that red paper, and I end up using some more of it a little later. So I'm trying to use up a bunch of the scraps that are left over. And I do a pretty good job on this layout where I use up quite a few of the scraps, just different pieces here and there. Right now I'm just inking all the edges of all those scraps. And this is actually a photo of my Annabelle, who I'm doing kind of a lot of layouts of when we first got her. And the reason for that is I found a pack of pictures that I had kind of organized for doing layouts, and I had not finished scrapping them. And I just kind of discovered them one day when I was digging around, and so I'm trying to get through those pictures, and a bunch of them were from when we first brought her home. So we brought her home in 2005, and she's a purebred beagle, very different from most beagles I see at her age. She still, to me, looks like a puppy when she was first born, just a little bigger. So I don't know, she's just the cutest little thing. She's had quite the life. She's gone through lots of trouble with her back, and she actually was almost completely paralyzed. Well, she actually was paralyzed from her backside down. Her legs were completely numb, and she couldn't walk. She was just pulling herself forward, and as soon as it happened, we rushed her in, and she ended up having back surgery, and she did very well. And that was I think in 2000. Oh gosh, I can't even remember when that was, but it was several years ago, and so she's done really well. She did start to have some more back problems, but she's gotten a lot better, and we basically can, when she starts to feel sore or whatever, we can do some different things to help her, like carry her up and down the steps to go outside. And every once in a while she has to have medicine for pain, but most of the time she's fine. She still acts like a little puppy. She's almost oblivious to the fact that she's got some issues down there. But anyway, so here I am scrapbooking a picture of her of when she was so little. She fit perfectly in this little bed that we had bought her. And at the time we had another dog. His name was Oliver. And I remember pictures of him trying to fit into this bed, and it was hilarious because here you can't see how little she is, but when you see the pictures of Oliver trying to fit in that bed, he just barely could fit into it. Like his butt and backside was like filling up the whole bed. So, but yeah, she's my sweetheart. I could probably scrap pictures of her all day long. I suppose that's, I don't know. There's a lot of people that really love scrapping pictures of their animals, and I'm definitely one of them. So I'm trying to make sure that I like the way all those papers are laying, and one of the issues that I had was just trying to make those 2 strips at the bottom look good. I didn't like that there was such a gap, but I end up putting a lot of embellishments in those areas so it covers it up. And I'm going to use a bunch of these little cut aparts, or they're tear aparts this month, from Scraptastic, and they have lines on them and just some cute little images with some different colors going down the side. And I'm going to actually back them with some black cardstock so that they stand out a little bit. And I just picked a few of them that to me they don't, they're not specific to anything. So it's like the ampersand and a heart today, and I don't even know what the bottom one says. Let's see, I think it's this love ya. So and that's what I'm going to do my journaling. It has some lines on those. And I end up having to straighten some of those out because they didn't lay very nicely. So I can tell when I cut the bottom it's totally angled. So this is where I'm going to fix it. And of course I'm grabbing my trusty floss to help me pull those up. And then I'm just going to be a little bit more careful when I'm putting them down. I apologize if you can hear one of my dogs barking. That's my dog Molly. She loves to bark at the neighbors, but then when you try to let her outside, she quickly runs away and doesn't want to have anything to do with it. So she's out there barking at them now. So now I'm just trying to figure out what embellishments I want to use and what would look nice. I know that I have a couple of spots that I want to cover up. One is that little section over there where I have that triangle. I want to make sure I add some things to that spot so it doesn't look like there's a huge gap there. And I went off camera and I used some Tim Holtz ink, some Distress ink to color the camera and the hello tab and a heart. And I'm just going to kind of spread those out. So the camera is right there at the bottom of the journaling. The hello is going up top. And then the heart will go on a pop dot next to where I have that triangle. That'll help close that section. And then I'm using one of the flare buttons that says stay true. And I'm putting that in the middle of the camera. I love doing that. Covering the middles of those cameras with flare. And there went the heart. And I'm going to go ahead and put down the plastic shape there, the acrylic shape. And I've been using that dot adhesive, the this to that, on those plastic shapes, and they've been fine. I haven't had anything fall off, and I've actually pulled these layouts in and out of the page protectors because I keep going to do the voiceovers and then I can't, so they're going in and out of the page protectors and nothing has fallen off. So I love these little clips, these silver clips, and the only thing that's hard about them is they are really, really, really stuck to the backing with like a glue dot, and so you have to kind of pull it off. And I haven't had too much trouble with these ones bending when I'm pulling them off, but they do bend a little bit. So I'm using the little star up top and then another star clip at the bottom. And what's really nice about them is once you get them on, they stay put and they're pretty flat. So some of the paper clips or the clips that go over like that don't do that. So those are pretty nice. And then the love, love, love is, going to figure out where to put that. It actually goes up to the top left corner. Looks like I'm going to get the title down. And of course, you know, I'm terrible with titles. So I'm like, oh, okay, nap time. Yeah, that sounds good. She's sleeping. So, works for me. I love titles on a page. I have a hard time not putting a title on a page because I think it decorates it, but I'm terrible at thinking up of titles. So I'm just using some of those same thickers that I've been using throughout the kit. If anyone is curious what anything is, just let me know and I'll just post a question and I will get back to you. I just don't have it any of it memorized, and it's been a while since I've done the videos or the pages, so everything's kind of put away now. But I can always go back and look and see, you know, what those stickers were, or, you know, any of the papers. Let me know if you're curious. All right, so then I covered up the pictures and I'm just going ahead and putting the splatters on with black, and I do it with gold also. And I'm super happy with this page. Like, I feel like I embellished way more than I normally do, and that feels really good to use up some of those embellishments. I don't feel like I do the best with using embellishments. Sometimes I'm afraid to put too much on, but I don't know. I like this one. I like the way it turned out. And of course, I've talked about this before. I'm super impatient with when I do splatters, and I have a tendency to make a big mess, especially with the gold and the black, because it takes forever to dry. And so I tried to, you know, use my heat gun to dry it up, but that doesn't usually, I mean, you have to really, really spend some good time doing it. So, of course, I didn't have patience for that. So now I'm just trying to put those dots on, and I'm trying to be really, really careful so that I don't make a mess. So that is, I believe, the end of the layout. So there are some still photos coming up, and I just want to say thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.